Hello, Divine Masculine. This video is for you. I'm Nicole with Twin Flame Revolution. I'm a consciousness mentor and a badass coach, and a lot more. This video I wanted to make for you because it's like, how do you show up when the feminine right now is going through this huge purge, grieving, healing of patriarchal wounds, abuse from men wounds, or abuse in the masculine wounds. Everything that was done, the fear, the pain, the agony, narcissism, adultery just came to mind, right? That's okay. You get married and it's okay to do that. How can we, without taking on so much guilt and shame and then end up not showing up at all, how can we hold space? What can we do in this very moment to be the best support for the divine feminine? I'm going to use DM for divine masculine and DF for divine feminine, so I don't have to keep saying it. They're such long words. They're beautiful words. But I love DM and DF, so now we understand. So yeah, we're having this global, like I've heard from multiple women, having womb pain, feeling digestive issues, right? This piece of just all the suffering, all of historical suffering, all of the abuse. And it's very interesting that I actually incarnated as a woman in this lifetime, but like all my past lives that I remember or have dreams about, like I'm a dude. I went to war multiple times, right? I've done things in my other lives that I participated in the abuse. I participated in the patriarchy. I participated in it. And when I realized that, I had this breakdown. I cried. I mean, I've been crying for the last probably like really strongly 2 years around this subject, knowing that I am in this body to love this body, to love the feminine, right? To feel the feminine, to feel what that feels like, while also coming from this other angle of taking responsibility for my part in this lifetime and other lifetimes, right? The power struggle that I had in relationships where I want to take control of things, right? This dominant energy, not listening, not taking responsibility for myself or my actions or for my partner. Like, I'm not responsible for my partner's action, but that is a part of me in a relationship, and that I do. It's important to listen, hold space, not blame, right? Because there's always something to look at within yourself before you start pointing fingers. And so how can you stand in the fiery flames of the feminine who's not only healing, but she's angry? She's angry. I mean, you feel the anger, the rage, and I get it, right? F the patriarchy, F men. Like you're watching it. I'm experiencing it, seeing it. It's got to come out. So first off, how can you in this moment, you have to detach, right? Okay, so there's two parts to this. If you are not participating in this programming of patriarchy and abuse and all of these things, okay? So I guess the first thing is, are you participating in this right now? Are you being abusive? Are you not listening? Are you treating the feminine, your partner, your mother, your sister in a way that makes you a part of that? Taking responsibility for that. It's soul searching, like searching self for where I am at fault, and not doing it to beat yourself up, but just to look at it. Right? It's going to change your life if you look at it. And then detaching from their experience, because what happened in the past doesn't have to happen right now. It doesn't have to be about you right now. You search yourself, you cleanse yourself, you maybe make some different choices. Where can you now, right? Hold space, detach, listen, not take it personal, and open your heart so big to what women have gone through, or DFs have gone through over all these years historically. I used to, I would be the direct reason that Dov would be crying, right? I would do things that were, verbally abusive pointing fingers, lying, making her feel crazy because I was lying, and she knew that like I wasn't telling the truth, and then she would have to question her own intuition, which is horrible for someone to go through. And I just remember that she would try to like tell me how hurt she was, and I would let it come in so hard that I would just blame myself for everything, not just the part that I was responsible for, but I would blame myself for my wife's happiness. Or, you know, in all my relationships, I would blame myself or I would make that my responsibility to make them happy. And I wasn't really looking. And what would start to happen was when shame comes in, I would get angry. I would attack. I would be like that little defensive dog in the corner. So what I have to do is make myself, the situation, right-sized. And this is what we started talking about, right-sized. What is my part? What is not my part? And how can I take responsibility for that without wrecking this whole thing, without crashing the room, without running away, without attacking my partner? So what I want to do right now is set a container with you to allow for you to hold space for the feminine within yourself and without yourself. Like sitting here and bringing your consciousness, your beautiful consciousness, because you were meant to protect the planet, the container. Hold it up, right? Watch her go through anything without judgment towards her or yourself. How many of you watch your boo get all cray, dramatic, screaming, and you want to be like you're crazy? Never tell a woman she's crazy, yo. Don't do that. Whoo, I've been there. Dov would be like, call me crazy again. Call me crazy again. I'm not kidding. Oh, dang. All right, we needed a good laugh. So being able to hold space for her without judgment, without telling her she's crazy, and seeing her as this big, big soul that's grieving. Like, what is she grieving? Right? We just started to have equal rights, and it's like, there's places all over the world where there's no rights for women, barely. There's things going on that you couldn't even imagine. The things that women have gone through, not having or owning their own bodies, literally in marriage. War crimes. The feminine's first fear, the most like potent, like the fear that a woman has is to be attacked because men are bigger, stronger. The amount of women that have been sexually abused is so high that it's like, doesn't make any sense. This is what's happening. This is what they're going through. Being in narcissistic relationships with someone that is friggin' gaslighting, love bombing in a way that's manipulating, that is making them feel crazy, and they stay in the relationship because the psychology around it, making themselves feel so bad. They're unraveling this right now. Some of them are still in relationships that are abusive. They can't even see how to get out. Since this year and all the stuff that's been going on, like I think they said like the abuse of domestic violence in the home went up 20%. The lack of love for young women, the abuse of young women. This is what they're going through. And I've been abused in this life multiple times sexually. Verbal abuse. Witnessed things in my life, experienced things in my life as a woman that made me not want to be here, that made me so scared. And I had to unravel that, and thank God Dov was there to hold space for that. This beautiful, nurturing energy. You know, can you, DMs, hold space for this right now? Can you commit to that right now? You're not going to do it perfect, but you get to commit to it right now. You get to say, I am going to love her. I am going to hold space. I am going to not judge her. I am going to not take it personal. I am going to detach from this. I am going to look at my part. I am going to make sure that I'm not playing out that part. Oh, I hold space for all the women in my life. My mom, my mother-in-law, my niece, my nieces. They know they can come here. All my friends. Big arms, big hearts, opening my heart so big to witness it. To know that there has been past times where I was involved in this. And honoring it, making a living amends to the DFs. A living amends, what does that mean? That my actions now are pure. They're love. I'm looking to achieve the highest version of this love and holding space and protecting the feminine outside of me and the feminine within me. Seeing her as this beautiful, beautiful essence, being. A mother's love. A mother's love, there's nothing like that, right? You see it in all of nature and with humans. I know that you can do this. And so, hey, if you're feeling jazzy, just make a list of like, how have I participated in this system? How have I been abusive to myself and to others, right? Just looking at it, saying a little prayer about it. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. How can I hold space now? Who do I want to hold space for? Who's going through some stuff? Where can I be that? There's nothing like when a man or the DM holds space for a woman when she's not well. There is nothing like that. It is beautiful. Oh my God. Oh, one of my mentors is a man. And when he holds space for me, oh my goodness. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's like, it's safe, right? It's strong, right? He cries with me. There's nothing more powerful than watching a man cry. You are all so loved. You are all so loved. It's really hard to say that. You are all so loved. You got work to do. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.